Welcome, my Dreamcatchers. We're back. Give me another video. I tell people this all the time. This was one of my favorite games of all time. We gotta say, this was back when you had the great debate, and it's still one of the greatest debate. Which was the better game for its time when it came out? Resident Evil 4 or Last of Us 1? You can't just easily answer that question. You have to ponder so many things, think of so many groundbreaking things that these games have done for their genre, not only for their genre, for their franchise, but paving the way and being the staple, the father figure, if you will, for a lot of other games going forward. You made Last of Us for PS3. I bought it. I played it. You made Last of Us for PS4. I bought it. I played it. Did y'all make it for PC? I don't think I made it for PC. I couldn't play it on PC. That's right. Yeah, I could have had to play it on PS4 and all that. Now you're bringing it for PS5. And I'm forced to say this. I get it. The game is great. I love the game. But you just keep reinvigorating this game, just making us buy it more and more and more. It's like, it can't be its regular retail price. And if you're going to redo it for PS5, like, give us something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, add some different elements to it. Like, we've seen the game. We know the game up and down. We know the dialogue when they start speaking to each other in the game at this point. Give us more for this PS5 release, man. Make mods available. I don't know what you got to do, but give us something different now. At this point, you might as well just make a Last of Us 3. I rocked with 2, but I didn't rock with 2. It's like I liked 2, but I didn't. I don't want to spoil it. Watch it on my channel. I'm going to put the link in the description of this. But let's check this out for the PS5 Last of Us Remake. Or remaster, I don't know. We need new things now, bro. It's time. Show me something good. Joel looks good. I ain't gonna lie.
More than 2 years ago, when we were finishing Last of Us Part 2, and we were working on those flashbacks within that scene for the first game, we got excited with the idea of like, oh man, what if we made The Last of Us Part 1 to look as good, if not better, than what we have done with Last of Us Part 2, which we really pushed the boundaries of like what we could do from gameplay and a graphical standpoint, and felt like if we do that, we could actually come even closer to our original vision of what the first game would have been had we not been constrained by technology.
So you're talking about like just
the original
looking like a movie.
Creative vision of The Last of Us, I think in a lot of ways was larger than what the PlayStation 3 was capable of.
The tech of the PS5, it's like an open box of tools and goodies that we can play from and draw from. The 4K, HDR, improved haptics, 60 frames. Help us
good.
to
I can't lie.
reimagine
It looks
The Last of Us.
It looks amazing.
It gave us opportunities to rebuild our characters at the highest fidelity.
They look.
Not
this
only
is a
are
movie.
the characters
At this
more
point, this is a
detailed,
movie.
I mean, down to the irises and the pupil depth. You know, you fall into the eyes of the characters. Aside from that, the facial animation is just way more believable. Like all the nuances, all the little subtle reactions, glances, glares, right? Like you get all of it.
Even though they look way
almost
better,
closer
you was
to
able to
sort of the
recreate
original
that just with the
performances.
storytelling. In the
So no matter what, you stick to me like glue. Like glue. Like glue. Got it. Good. Good.
We are able now to not only just have the highest fidelity characters in the cutscene, but also in gameplay. It's the same character, so now we can do these seamless transitions in and out. Every part of the game has benefited from seamless transitions and emotional scripting.
Pretty good, huh?
Our stories happen in gameplay.
I mean,
on the stick.
I like the better graphics, but
All
like I
this
said,
stuff
y'all was able
designed to keep you constantly in this
gave this
world.
with the story. You know what I mean? Like, are we only playing it for the better graphics? Like, basically, I can put Last of Us on with my girl in the room and like, yo, you wanna watch this movie? That's basically
One
what y'all.
of
This is like the
things
movie.
that the PlayStation 5 is
Have a
really
play this
enabling
movie to watch.
is that we're able to have a density of physics objects in a scene that we could never do before. Like, this has always been the dream, is to have this number of bumpables, chippables, breakables, destructible objects in a scene. It just makes the world feel rich, makes it feel lived in. materials kind of have the properties that you'd expect. The turret truck in Pittsburgh, when it's firing at you and it's just ripping apart the concrete and sending objects flying left and right.
Seeing things break, like there's fear, there's a real fear that it invokes.
And it's giving us a much more dynamic range of gameplay to play with.
I think I see what's happening here.
Our AI tech has just increased incredibly. What we were building the basis off of was The Last of Us Part 2's AI. And it has sophisticated systems for things like the fundamental knowledge model of how these NPCs perceive and understand what the player is much more sophisticated.
Now how the enemies are communicating with each other, how they're chasing you, how they're flanking you, how intense that fight feels. It's so much more rewarding coming out of it from the other side.
Maybe I stand corrected. Maybe this is better.
Get out!
One of the other big AI improvements is the buddies. The buddies technology that we developed for The Last of Us Part 2 has this very sophisticated understanding of like, okay, this is where the enemies can see their exposure. We not only have exposure, we have future exposure. So buddies can know, okay, that enemy is walking forward and they're about to round this corner. So in 3 seconds, that corner is going to be exposed. So I'd better move now to avoid this enemy seeing me. This really lets the buddies make very complex decisions and maintain that feeling of stealth much more believably.
Yeah, because they definitely was running in the enemy sight in the first one. I give you
big
that.
enhancement to the gameplay is that we have this technology called motion matching. Motion matching is this technology that's basically using logic that tries to match the desired movement to a bucket of hundreds of animations. A mocapped actor has gone in and run this whole gauntlet of movements to get a really full set of all the different ways a person can move. And then it's basically every frame trying to find the best matching animation that fits the path of where the character is going to go. And this motion model just gives this really seamless sense of transition. The player's movement is just a lot cleaner. It's this really smooth, organic movement through the space.
First, we just had to build that core experience. And then beyond that, we wanted to add several features that fans have been asking for.
What?
For example, we now have a permadeath mode. Along that, we've added a brand new speedrun mode, so players can time themselves. There's a whole community of gamers that just want to see how fast they can play through this game. Beyond that, we added a bunch more of
wait a
unlockables.
second.
So there's all these different outfits for Ellie and Joel that people can unlock. A model viewer mode, so people can really appreciate the details. We added award-winning accessibility features.
Every single accessibility option that we offer, that's a barrier removed for someone.
As she surveys the apartment, her eyes wander to Joel. She steps past the couch. He
Oh,
wears
wow.
the wristwatch Sarah gifted him, which now has a cracked face.
To my knowledge, this is the first PlayStation game that has audio description built into the game, built into the cinematics.
That's crazy.
Now it's nighttime. Joel stirs in his sleep.
And that's really the way we've tried to push the frontier of accessibility on this game.
So much of the identity of The Last of Us is the world.
Yeah, Last of Us have been getting so many
We
spin-offs. You know how
revamped
many spin-offs you can do with this
completely
world?
the art direction. You know, everything from these expansive vistas that not only are they beautiful, but you feel the environments. You feel the environments in a much more visceral way. The rooftops overlooking the Capitol building, for example, like just the breath of fresh air when you go up there and you just like, you feel that sort of release in tension. And
This is
then,
a VR game.
to
You gotta have
juxtapose
it.
that
You gotta have
down
your
in
fan
the
blown in your face and you
tunnels
on a
and
rooftop. You can
wilds
really
and
feel like
get
you're up
that
there.
dank, flooded tunnel feel, that humidity, you can actually feel it. All these environments are just completely reimagined.
Now we got our engine on the PS5, those haptics, the 3D audio, they're fast loading. It really creates a much more immersive, and because of that, much more emotional experience.
One of the things I absolutely love with the 3D audio in The Last of Us Part 1 is being able to hear an enemy before they sneak up on you. And trying to do a stalker fight with the 3D audio is just so much fun. You're hearing them skitter around in a different room, and you're hearing them trying to get up behind you.
Oh, shoot.
Having that two-part reaction of like hearing, turning, seeing, reacting, it just really heightens that sense
This
of just
part
being
is
grounded.
annoying.
You are in this character, you are in this world. Now, With the PlayStation 5, the amount of control that developers have over the DualSense, it's really, really cool. All the guns in the game have a variable amount of resistance on the triggers when you aim them. The way it works with the bow is that at the very beginning, when they're starting to draw the bow, there's a little bit of resistance. And then as the bow gets tauter and tauter, the amount of resistance is increasing. And then when you release the bow, you're also getting that resistance going out of the trigger.
I feel you. That's
when
fine.
you are aiming and firing the shotgun, you're going to get a haptic vibration on the shot. And then what I think is one of the ways that the DualSense really advances things is you're going to get a haptic vibration on the pump of the shotgun. And
that's
what's
like Metal
much more
Gear. That's like Metal
sophisticated
Gear
about
stuff.
that on the DualSense
Metal Gear Solid
is
3,
that
I'll never
in
forget
effect
when you
there's a
shoot that
little
shotgun, that
speaker
joint
in
feel.
it. And
You
it's
can, like,
playing
feel the
an
impact, so they
audio
put more
file that
depth into
comes
that.
through in the vibrations. And those two beats is what you're going to feel on the controller.
This looks like a good spot.
This also ties in to the new workbench animations. So if you're seeing Joel taking apart a gun or screwing something in or putting a new stock on a gun, that moment where he's like jamming that on, you're gonna get that haptic feedback on that. We have, haptics all across the board, for all the moments you kind of expect, for clambering, jumping, landing, meleeing, getting melee, like all those kind of high intensity moments we have represented in the haptics. What I personally absolutely adore is the way we can enhance the really quiet, subtle moments of gameplay. So it's like when Joel goes in to pet the giraffe, getting that little light touch on the haptics as he's petting the giraffe. To me, that's the essence of The Last of Us. It's the high tension moments, it's the low tension moments, it's all of it feeling grounded. You're feeling immersed in this world. It's all about bringing you along with that story in as many ways as we can, and that's what the new technology on the PlayStation 5 is allowing.
They look good. I mean, I can't front. Looks really
Is
good.
that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out.
There's something special about that core experience of playing as Joel and Ellie on this journey. Then to take that experience and really honor it and keep the authenticity of it, but elevate it in every way
playing a
possible,
movie at this
whether
point.
it's pipeline, whether it's art direction, whether it's technology, everything that allows us to make that experience better. Not different, extremely better. That's why, to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.
Is he saying that to want money, or is it real? You've convinced me. You got me. You got me. This is going to be the closest thing to playing an actual movie. From the sounds to the, you can legit be like, yo, just your family, let's watch this. We gonna watch this movie. And why you got a control in your hand? Just watch the movie. And it legit will feel like that. So this is gonna be an immersive experience. I need it for the PC. I'm on PC. Bring it to the PC, and I'm all about it. But if y'all is a bigger fan as me and just as excited, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe. Stay a part of my journey. And in the meantime, till I see you again, I'm ReggieSova. I'm out.
All together, what are we? We Dreamcatchers. We fight the fight cause we Dreamcatchers. We Dreamcatchers. We own the night cause we Dreamcatchers, yeah. Dream forever. Dream so big, we gotta dream together. Cause I believe in me and you believe in you. But if you believe in me, then I believe in you.